It's time for the AVUSA update for the week ending Saturday, October 14, 2023. I'm Mark Stephen Ware. Each week we bring you the latest AV-related news from around the USA. Okay, let's get started with this week's update. After nearly 2 years of jockeying to win approval from regulators, Microsoft closed the deal to buy Activision Blizzard for some pocket change to the order of $69 billion. That's with a B. Microsoft now heads up the gaming division known for legendary games like Call of Duty, Diablo, and Overwatch. And speaking of gaming, Sony stock jumped this week when it revealed its newest PlayStation, a slim new model, the first big upgrade since 2020. It's expected to hit the store shelves on November 10, just in time for the holidays. Now that will likely cause a rush, or worse, at many online and brick-and-mortar retailers, if they can get the product and keep it in stock. Apple Insider is reporting that the new trailer for the forthcoming Apple TV Plus series from the makers of Godzilla and the Titans has been unveiled at the New York Comic Con, which by the way is happening this weekend. Ahead of its November streaming debut, Apple has previously announced that Monarch: Legacy of Monsters will premiere on Apple TV Plus on Friday, November 17th, and release an official teaser trailer. But now, audiences at the New York Comic Con are being shown a full trailer that includes the first sight of Godzilla himself. This episode of AVUSA is brought to you by Mallow Box, the very best gourmet marshmallows, s'mores, and treats shipping everywhere in the USA. Order online and get 15% off your first order when you mention AVUSA, or go to mallowbox.com/AVUSA and order. Do it today. And now it's time for some AV quick hits. New York City Comic Con, as we mentioned earlier, is running through Sunday. There's time to get in if you leave now. A recent study says that global 4K projection screens, not flat panels, market is expected to reach $4.2 billion by 2030, growing at 14% a year. In comparison, the flat panel space is projected to grow to $5.3 billion by 2026. That's just amazing. Maybe it's time to dump the flat panel and truly go big. JBL and Sir Paul McCartney in AV news this week. JBL delivered the audio tech for the former Beatles' daughter Stella's summer 2024 runway show in Paris. I bet JBL stunned the audience with amazing audio to match Stella's fantastic collection. And here's this week's AV Tech story. After 74 years, Japanese conglomerate Toshiba Corp said Thursday it will be delisted from the Tokyo Stock Exchange on December 20, ending its 74-year-long history as a public company as it seeks to rebuild itself following a takeover bid. Well, everybody is probably familiar with Toshiba and the products that they have made over many decades, so we wish them well. Let's take a look at the legal brief for this week. Actors, singers, and others want to prevent other people from using their voice and likeness generated by AI, or at least that's what 4 U.S. senators announced Friday regarding a draft bill, the bipartisan Natural Originals Foster Art and Keep Entertainment Safe Act, or No Fakes Act, would hold people and companies and platforms liable for producing or hosting such digital replicas. Sounds like a good idea. Turning now to AV media, music, film, and TV, here's the latest. Apple Music Top 5, the most played songs in the USA. Number 5, Drake, Virginia Beach. Number 4, Bad Bunny, Monaco. Number 3, Bad Bunny, Natty Savvy. And number 2, Drake, First Person Shooter, featuring J. Cole. And number 1 in the USA on Apple Music is Drake, IDGAF, featuring Yeet. I'll leave it to you to discern what IDGAF means. And moving on to the Billboard's top 5. Number 5 is 3D by Chung Kook and Jack Harlow. Number 4, Fast Car by Luke Combs. Number 3, Cruel Summer by Taylor Swift. Number 2, Snooze by SZA. And number one Billboard top 5 is Paint the Town Red by Donna Cat. And in related news, did you know that Kanye West is shopping a new album to distributors as we speak? And the Rolling Stones have just released a new single entitled Angry from their new album Hackney Diamonds, which is going to be dropping October 20. And as of October 14, here's the top 5 most viewed films on Netflix for your binge viewing planning. Number 5 is Fair Play. Number 4, Identity Theft. Number 3, Las Vegas. Number 2, Nowhere. And the number 1 top streaming film on Netflix is Reptile. And for TV shows, Netflix has got the top 5 looking like this. Number 5, Lupin Part 3. Number 4, Murdow Murders. Number 3, The Great British Baking Show. Number 2, Love is Blind. And number 1 TV show streaming on Netflix this week, Beckham. And on this day in AV history, October 14th, in 1979, Michael Jackson went to number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, his second U.S. solo number 1 and a number 3 hit in the UK. Also on this day in 1950, All About Eve was directed by Joseph McKinowitz and starring Betty Davis and Ann Baxter premieres. It actually won the Academy Awards Best Picture in 1951. So sound off. Let me hear from you. What have you got to say, given the new AI limiting draft legislation that's coming up? How soon before we have a completely AI written, produced, and published and distributed hit movie? 10 years? 5 years? 1 year? Drop me a comment with your predictions. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next Saturday morning for the next AV USA update with the latest news from the AV world. Be sure to share AV USA and like and subscribe to never miss a weekly update. I'm Mark Stephen Ware in Dallas. Be safe, be careful. God bless you all. Until next Saturday.